think so. I think I'm okay.
There we go. Good evening.
Oh, we could be a little closer, huh?
Oh, c'est dans la table.
No, I know. It's ink, Isabelle. It's not blood.
No, but look, that was like that. Là, je suis là, j'essayais.
Oh, you thought there was a crack? Ici, c'est
Ink.
ink. We didn't kill anybody.
Not yet. Not my intention.
Yeah, better be clear.
Yeah.
We'll end up with RCMP at the door.
Nice.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
What's
What's that for? What's that for?
What's that for?
Well,
Ooh.
yeah. Hey.
Hi.
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to be drinking wine.
Oh, no, thank you. I cannot
Yeah,
because I have to drive back home after.
on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
But we had a bottle of wine from Linda Bouffard.
Thank you, Linda.
Such a nice client. She came and she said, congratulations for your new point system. You did it. It worked so well. And she said, I love it. And it's such a good point system. That's what she used to do in life, programs like that. So she knows how difficult it is. So anyway, she came and she said we needed to celebrate that with wine. I said, oh, I drink about 4 times a year. So it's going to last me a long time.
Yeah, and we're teaching tomorrow morning really early.
Yeah, 22 kids.
Yes.
Coming in a classroom.
Yes.
So we're going to have a class of 22 kids tomorrow at 9. So we decided we're not going to drink the bottle of wine, but thank you very much, Linda.
We'll drink it on Friday.
Oh, I'll keep it for the weekend.
Yes. Hello, gang.
Hello.
Bonsoir. On a quelque chose à vous dire à nos francophones. Hello, both of you. Hello, no. Hello, Ginette. Hello, Christine. Coucou, René. Salut, Geneviève. Micheline. Hi, Linda. Cathy. Allô, Guylaine. Salut, Nancy. Je veux.
Non, c'est pas vendre de garage ce soir. It's not the garage sale. That's next Tuesday at 6:30.
Micheline, on va t'expliquer quelque chose tantôt. Parce qu'elle dit, même si je comprends à peu près rien, j'aime bien vous écouter.
Ah. Ben, dans 2 semaines, ça va être le même, mais en français.
On va switcher.
Puis après ça, on va alterner. On va commencer, le 3e va être en français en premier. So what I was saying, guys, is, so next week, of course, it's the French garage sale. Then it's the What's That For in French, the same as we're presenting tonight. Then it's going to be the English garage sale. Then we're going to switch for the What's That For is going to be in French because we're going to present the 3rd team. And just so that we don't always present to the Anglophone first, we're going to present to the Francophone first, and then we're going to repeat 2 weeks after in English. And we're going to do that. We're going to play musical chair like that.
Hello, les girls. Hello, Nathalie.
Hello.
Hi, Mickey. Il va y avoir des produits, je suis certaine que je peux acheter. Penses-tu, Geneviève?
Well, I think there's a lot of the stuff that you guys probably have, but there's probably one product that you guys don't have that we're going to be talking about. And we're going to start in 1 minute.
Allô, René.
We're going to
Salut,
give...
Claudine. Hi, Jacqueline.
So all the French people are there because they don't want to miss out. They missed out on the first...
Yeah.
So they...
When we did the What's That For in French, there was no
more magnetic
left.
eye-crafter left. So, but it's not going to be always like that. Like not every products we're going to present are companies that are pardon, that have closed.
Yeah.
So most of the stuff we're going to present is things we can reorder.
Allô, Brigitte! That's my new friend.
Bon. Me suis étouffée avec mon Sprite. Pardon.
Do I call an ambulance?
Non, mais tu peux parler le temps que m'a touché.
OK, ben go tous ailleurs. So yeah, so that's why we decided to give the French a chance to be first too. And but like Jose was saying, it's the only product that we're gonna show that as is out of the market. They were the
There was an exception.
the cutting mat.
Yeah, that we showed in the first What's That For? It's just that we had bought a lot when we learned the company was closing. And of course, it was sold out after the English What's That For? And when we got to the French one, they couldn't get the magnetic one. We still have the chrome. The chrome is an actual product. It's not discontinued.
No.
And the chrome plate is very essential as well.
Allô les filles? Allô les filles.
So shall we start?
Shall we start? Attends, laisse-moi dire. Allô Caroline? Allô France? Allô Vicky? Vicky pis son petit bébé.
Oh.
Ben c'est pas son petit bébé, c'est sa nièce.
So just a recap of 2 weeks of when we did the first What's That For? We forgot to show the round plates, the round cutting plates in the English version. It's a pack, it's from Sizzix. They have the round plates, and what it does is when you're cutting small dies, instead of using the long plates, if you use that, they won't warp as much. You put that on top. And it comes also with a smaller one. We forgot to present it in English. We presented it in French. It is out of stock right now. It's not our fault. The supplier is out of stock, but it's coming back in April. So we have some on order. It's going to be here in the month of April. So because they are round, they don't tend to bend. So they don't tend to bend as much as it. Well, this one's fairly new, but anyway, you know what I mean. So when you're cutting smaller dies, as your top plate, it's best to put the round one. All right. So tonight we're talking about embossing and diffusers. So we are not specialists. There might be people in your group, in the group here that know more than we do. But we've been playing around and we're going to show you what we found. And I'm going to present different cardstock. Oh, yeah. Isabelle's going to present the ink.
Vous êtes en rupture de stock.
With what?
With what? The round?
Yes, that's
Oui.
what I just said.
Ouais. Micheline, oui, on sait, ça s'en vient, ça va arriver en avril.
Avril, c'est parce qu'ils sont en rupture chez le fournisseur. Fait que, mais ils sont commandés.
I will wait for the round plate to arrive.
Yeah,
Okay.
the round plate will arrive. Ils vont arriver. Okay, so we will talk about different cardstock for what's good for embossing, how to emboss. Some people were saying they were having trouble in embossing in their machine. We're going to use the Big Shot, but it's the same principle with most die cutting machines. And we're going to talk about different embossing folders because they're not all the same. And I'm going to talk about embossing folders that are special, some of them with dies and stuff. And then Isabel will talk about the embosser. She's been experimenting. It was new for her, so she's going to show you what she learned.
The infuser.
What did I say?
The embosser.
No, the diffuser, not the infuser, the diffuser. Diffuser.
The thing.
The diffuser. So she had the starter pack for the diffuser, and she's going to show you what she found. And then I'm going to show you another trick. All right, so let's start with cardstock. So I want to show you a few things. So I did emboss with Spellbinder embossing folder. This one's called Field of Poppies. And I embossed in different types of cardstock just to see, are some cardstock better than others? I didn't try all the cardstocks, obviously, but I tried some of the most popular that we have here at Scrap en Masse. So, or that people have, like basil. Basil is not one that I would normally use for embossing because the basil I have is mostly textured.
Yeah.
Mind you, we do have the 100-pound basil non-textured. For me, my favorite to emboss is Spellbinder 100-pound cardstock. So it is a strong cardstock. Yes. Yeah. So this is the Spellbinder 100-pound, and it embossed very, very well. And it is solid, so because it's 100-pound. For people that don't know, cardstock comes into different pounds, and the higher the pound, the thicker the cardstock.
The better quality.
Better quality, well, thicker anyway.
Yeah, thicker,
So you have good quality thin one, but this,
Yes.
it's thicker. And when it's thicker, I find it embosses, it stays better. It doesn't like squish as much. And so I prefer to emboss in 100-pound cardstock. However, we have an option of,
Yes.
oh, I broke the elastic.
Yep.
Harmony cardstock.
I love that cardstock.
We're not gonna have that cardstock for very long, but because we can't get it anymore, but we did order a lot, so we do have a lot, and it's a cheaper, it's like a more economic version, and I tried it, it's 110-pound. Well, you have to be careful, because we have Harmony used, we have it in 65-pound, we have it in 110-pound. So the 110-pound, I tried it, it did a very good job as well. So that, I would say, pretty much equaled the Spellbinder in terms of embossing. You know, you can't see a difference by the eye. So that turned out very well. And then I tried basil, which would not normally be my first choice. So take that away. So that's the Harmony, but 110-pound. Or Spellbinder that I showed you is my favorite. They have 48 beautiful colors. 100-pound. They come in A2 size, but you can get them in 8.5 by 11 as well, or 12 by 12, or single packs, or multiple colored packs. And they are great, but Harmony does a very good job as well. Then I say, let's try basil. And I tried some basil that was 80-pound and that was textured. But when I embossed it, the texture went away. And I was happy.
Oh.
Because you don't want the texture on top of the design. Well, I didn't want that. So when I embossed it in the 80-pound, it's a little bit, not as solid, but solid enough. So it did a good job as well. So that's basil, 80 pounds.
So basil gets
a check mark as well.
Yes.
Then I figured we brought in, that's very recent, because basil is getting very expensive, and the price, because it's coming through the United States, probably goes to China, then the United States, and because of the tariff, when it goes in the United States, prices have increased, and you'll notice a lot of the things from the US have increased a lot. So we decided to bring in some cardstock that is distributed by a Canadian company, and that's Prism. So Prism, again, they have the 80-pound, 92-pound, and they have the 110-pound. So let's try Prism. I tried the Prism.
Yes.
That deserves a check mark as well. And the price point is a lot lower. So if you're looking for a good one, and this one is strong too. It's 110-pound, and it did a very good job. So Prism is a good option and good price point, and it's Canadian. So I wanted to show you that as well. Then I tried it in 65 pound, and that didn't turn out very good. So cheap, the cardstock that is too cheap or too thin will not do a good job. First of all, this one broke. So it broke, it's too thin. So 65 pound is like, see how it all broke? And I embossed the same way. And this one, see how, and we'll show you how to do that later on in the show. In the show.
In the show.
I guess I think I'm on TV. And see, it shouldn't go like that. It shouldn't be all ripped. And this one was just embossing. It was fine. But as soon as you start doing something with it, so it's still the same cardstock,
okay.
But as soon as you start playing with it, like this one, I embossed it twice because I had to cut it. And this one, I used the diffuser, and well, that failed. So 65 pound cardstock, I would say definitely
no.
In my opinion. So that it's fine if you're just doing like a simple card and just a background, you're not going to play with it anymore. But if you want to, as soon as you start playing with it, or you know, it starts breaking. It's good for other things. I have it at home because I use it for other things, especially when it's hidden. You know, if the cardstock is hidden because I'm gluing stuff on it, why take a more expensive cardstock? Take the cheap one. So that's the 65 pound. Actually, there's from 2 different companies there. All right.
Prism only come in white.
No, we have Prism in different colors. They don't have as many colors.
Yeah.
Like they don't have 48 colors like the Spellbinder, but they have, I don't know, maybe 20 colors, 25.
Do we have them in a pack mix, or they're all
individual
colors?
Yeah, they don't have the mix pack.
Okay.
Harmony has the mix pack.
Right.
So if you're looking for mix, and we have the Harmony in 12 by 12 and 8.5 by 11. In this Prism, we have it in the 12 by 12, mostly, but some of them in the 8.5 by 11, especially in the whites and blacks. Now, I want to talk to you about the different embossing folders. Just very quickly, so embossing folder, most of you know what it is. You open it, you put a cardstock in it, you run it through your machine. I'll show you how, because depending on which one you're using, it doesn't work the same way. And it embosses your cardstock. So this is an embossing folder from Altenew. So very beautiful. And this, okay. So they, some of them come with stencils. We're not going to do that tonight, but I wanted you to know. So sometimes there's a pack, a bundle, where you have the embossing folder, like the tulip here, the twirling tulips, and it comes with the stencil. So once you've embossed, you put your stencil on top, and it's a layering stencil where you can color whatever you've embossed.
Right.
So that's when sometimes they do come with stencils. Sometimes they come with dies. So this embossing folder, when it says 3D and cut, there's dies. So see the dies? So it'll show you which one it cuts, so you can run it through twice, and then you can cut pieces, and those pieces can be used on your card or whatever. 3D embossing folder, metal die, and stencil set. So this one has the 3 of them, and I will show you how this one works. That's the one that I failed with my 65 pound cardstock, but we'll do it in good cardstock. And you'll see, it's a lot of fun because it cuts a window in your embossing.
Oh.
So that's pretty cool. So let's start just a simple, oh, it's already, boy, God, huh?
You have 15 minutes.
I have 15 minutes, Isabel says.
We have half an hour each.
Okay. So embossing folders are not, most of them now are 3Ds. You might have some older embossing folders that are not 3D. And what you have to do when you emboss with those is you have to make sure you might have to shim to make your plate thicker, because otherwise it's gonna run through with not enough force and it's not gonna emboss properly. But the regular embossing folders don't do the job that the 3D embossing folders do. Most embossing folders now are 3D, and but even the 3Ds have different thickness. Altenew are not as thick, for example, as Spellbinders. So these are Spellbinders. Oh, if you don't do your sandwich properly, that's what will happen. If you put your sandwich too tight, and you, with your big shot, and you're running it like that, and it's like, well, you're gonna break your embossing folder. It's still good, just have to match it up, and you could put some very strong tape here, and then you could still use it. But that's what's gonna happen if your sandwich is too tight. So I'm gonna talk about the sandwich, because when I talk about the sandwich is how you use your machine, the embossing folder in your machine. So those are Spellbinders, and Lisa Horton are a little bit more like Altenew, not as thick. They're still 3Ds, but not as thick. And the thickest ones are Sizzix and Timols. These are very thick. You have to do something different when you're using those.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna break your machine So I'll show you very quickly. So when you're using most of them, when you're using your machine, you have to remember that when there we go, up, so, not like Sizzix have changed their plates so many times. Like sometimes some of you might have the solo platform, and you might have a shim that goes an adapter that goes with it. You might have the flaps. Just learn which one works with your embossing folders, and maybe you want to write it down so you know. Like I know that when I use Altenew, when I use Lisa Horton's, when I use Spellbinder, I use the two flaps. But one thing you need to remember, the 3D embossing folders, you only use one cutting plate. So the embossing folder replaces one of the plates. You don't put it in a sandwich between the two. So if you try to do that, it's gonna be way too tight. So if I try to do, for example, let's do macaroni. Let's do macaroni. I like this one. And let's take Spellbinder yellow. Okay, I need to talk to you also about how to prepare your cardstock. Very important to mist your cardstock. When I say mist, you need a mister, not a spritzer. Most of like whether it's Timols or others, they spritz. They do. I'll show the difference.
There you go, 65 pounds.
So if I use a spritzer, that's what it does. It soaks the cardstock. I don't know if you can see. It's hard to see, maybe. Because it squirts. If you use the mister, a mister is like just a little bit of a mist. So see, you don't see it, but it is wet. It's just wet enough, but there's no water going on it and dropping, see? So very different. Whoop, I dropped some water on mine. So you need to mist it a little bit, just a bit. So when you push, don't push too hard because it's not gonna stop. So just go very slowly, back and front. That helps to break
the
fiber in the cardstock.
Both sides can't keep.
Yeah, both sides, but very lightly. And so I'm using the big shot here, and I will use the number 2. It is tight with the Spellbinder because they are thick, but their embossing is amazing. It's very, very 3D. Also, if you use embossing folders, sometimes it's best to have a long plate. You can do it with a smaller one, but Isabel and I were doing it, and because if you're using a long one, because all the thickness is at the same place, it's gonna be harder to get it through. See, I can't do it, but if I use a longer plate, because it's gonna start, it's gonna be a lot easier. It's gonna start like thinner, then when it gets to my embossing folder, it's gonna work. So so it is tight a little bit with, look at that. So it is tight with a spellbinder because they are a little bit thick, but I still do it with the number 2. When I do the T-molds, I do with the number 1. So I take out the tab number 2, and I'll just use the 1 because the T-molds are really thick. If you try to run them through, you're gonna break them or break your machine. So you have to adjust depending on which company you're using. The Altenew, Lisa Horton, most of them you'll be able to do on the tab 2, but remember, don't do it in a sandwich between 2 plastic. That's a no.
No.
Where's the X?
No, wait.
Yeah.
No.
No. You have to take out 1 because it's a 3D embossing folder.
Yes.
You just put this on your platform and 1. And even better, if you have a long plate, it's even better because it's gonna, see, there's not as much pressure than if all the thickness is at the same place, because it starts here, see, and it bends, it's gonna roll better. I hope I'm making myself clear.
Very clear.
Okay, so when you get a good embossing like that, it's because you did it right. And if it's too tight also, your cardstock will warp. If your cardstock warps, it's either bad cardstock or maybe too wet, or it's because your sandwich was too tight. If everything was fine in terms of just a mist and good cardstock and the thickness was, the sandwich was good, you will get good results. Which is fun because when you do that, it is really 3D. See, I even use here on these cards, I even cut out, it was embossed so well. I love this embossing folder from, what's it called? Macaroni? Or, I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, it's called Al Dente.
Al dente.
And it's the Spellbinder, Spellbinder 100-pound cardstock. I love Spellbinder cardstock. And look at that. This comes from the embossing folder. I just cut them around and I use them as decorations in my card. See the little macaronis? So I was, because the embossing was so pronounced that I was even able to use them as decoration. So that's the results you should be getting. And also, just want to show you quickly that it's really nice when you have a card and you use embosser. At the back, you know, it adds interest to the card. So use your embossing folders. We tend to have a lot and not use them. And Isabel's going to show you some fun tricks to do with them as well. Any questions about the sandwich? Like I said, if I use the T-molds, I will definitely not use the tab 2. So if you have another machine, you will need a thinner sandwich. So you have to adjust. So like here I have a plate that doesn't have the flap. I would use just this, the T-molds or Sizzix, and I would use that because you will know if it has to be, there has to be, see, this is too thin. So I would use, you have to have a resistance, and sometimes it's good resistance, but not to the point where you're gonna break things. So with the T-molds or Sizzix, I would need to use the tab 1, and I would know just by the resistance that it's fine. And you can always use, I always have lying around some shims. These are shims from Spellbinders. And I always have a couple. You can use cardstock, but cardstock eventually becomes very crooked and it's not equal. These have been used a lot. They stay nice. Or you might have an adapter, or, you know, use what you have, but you're going to adjust it so you know exactly which is best for the type of embossing folder you're using. But remember, not all 3D embossing folders are equal. Some are thinner, some are thicker. So, important to know. Now, I'm going to get out of the way.
You're going to clean a little.
I'm going to clean a little because you won't have any room. And I really, really recommend, if you don't have a mister.
I will need the mister.
This is from Spellbinders as well. And it's called, I guess it's called a mister. Because it does mist and just enough so it won't wet your paper, but it will make it damp. Oh, I forgot to show this one.
We can show after, because you need to show that too.
Okay, I can show after when I
Yeah.
show that. Okay, so I will show you this after Isabel shows her part. All right.
Yeah. Hello. My first.
Oh my God, thank you.
So,
Thank you, Joan.
I'm here to talk
Joan.
about the diffuser. Is that what? Infuser? Diffuser.
Show the box.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna show you the box. You'll know what she's talking about.
I'm here to talk about the diffuser. So the diffuser is a plate. It allows you to emboss and leave like a space so you can stamp a quote or a sentiments. And we realized, wait, I'll show you, because when you get your box, it's all undone. So when you're gonna get your box, you get all these pieces, including this. So what you do is you take this would be your, and then you see, can you see the little dots? If you don't, you're gonna hear them. So they need to be up when you put them in. Hello, Jacqueline. Oh yeah, she came and she bought I think she's the one who bought the diffuser. So you put your second, and then this goes in there. That's how you do it. So I was playing today. First I was doing it wrong. So Jacqueline, listen to me carefully. I'm very sorry. So I said that all embossing folder would work with this, and I'm sorry, but it's not true. It was made to work with Sizzix only. I did it the wrong way.
Well, not only Sizzix, but A6 and A2.
Yeah, A6 and A2 embossing folders. And what I was doing is I was embossing, then putting my paper in, and then with this, I was trying to press my thing down. But look, if you look carefully, you can still see the pattern in the back. So this is a big no-no.
So you shouldn't see the pattern.
You do,
right?
you don't see, you're not supposed to see the pattern.
Okay. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but this is the right way to do it. See, nothing's left. All clear, nothing in there. So I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to take, are they all cut the same?
They're probably a little bit too big.
Okay.
Want me to cut some for you?
Yes, just a little.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take our embossing folder and take the top off. And we're going to, give me a second. Aw, you chose purple.
Of course.
Of course. First, you're going to mist your paper. On both sides.
That's important, eh?
On both sides.
Because if you don't miss it, it can crack, eh? Like
That's it.
the cardstock could crack.
Then you're gonna put your embossing folder upside down. And it's easy to see when it's upside down because, wait, I'll show you. You're gonna see it like this. The back is not as wide as the front. See the difference? I learned that today.
Wow.
See?
I didn't know that.
So we put that in here. Then we put
You don't put your cardstock?
my cardstock is in there.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's because I have a lag.
Oh,
I'm watching you on the computer.
and then you put that part back on.
Oh, it's not that Jacqueline.
She didn't buy that?
Jacqueline Burkett?
Yeah, it's that.
No, it says it wasn't her.
Oh, okay, phew. Well, whoever bought this, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you can. We're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
show how to use it.
I'm gonna show you.
always. So
So what you do is with this, you use the two plastic plates. If I can find the second one, right here.
the two cutting plates.
The two cutting plates.
You don't need the platform. Just the
Your
diffuser.
the diffuser and two cutting plates. That's the sandwich. And then you're gonna pass it in like that. Ta-da!
Easy.
Easy. Now my embossing is gonna be here. Nope, it's gonna be at the bottom because I put it upside down. Anyway, you'll see when I take it out.
You mean the part that's not embossed?
Yeah, that's it. Come on.
It's gonna emboss everywhere except where your window is.
That's it. So, you can see that where my little square was, it's almost not embossed at all.
Almost.
Almost.
Now you're gonna make it perfect.
Yes, I will.
Okay. Because there's a step 2, right?
Step 2. I'm gonna open this again. Gonna spritz just a little, just with the front. Just the front. And I'm gonna put it back in here. And put my plate back on. And now, what you have to do is you have to place your square or move your paper around and put that piece back in. Now, the fun thing.
But so if you move that, if you would have moved that when you first did it, you could have put that square in the middle,
Yes,
at top, at the bottom.
I should show you. See, if you move that part, the white part, can you hear the click?
So there's different positions.
So there's
available
different positions, so you can move it.
wherever you want.
So now,
So that's the starter kit, right, Isabel?
right. So that's the starter kit with the
Rectangle.
the rectangle shape. Once you have your starter kit, you're okay because you can buy only the plates. And there's different, like you can get a circle. What's with the machines? Circle.
Un losange is
There's the circle that goes. You could change your plate and use the circle, but when you buy the starter kit, you get all you need with the rectangle. So now you put it back in there. You put back your sandwich. And I laughed because when I was watching the lady do it on the Sizzix website, she said, you're gonna hear cluck cluck. That's normal. So don't panic. Okay, you put it once,
Clock, clock.
clock, clock, and you put it, you do it back, clock.
And that's normal.
And that's normal because we are playing with rectangle shape that's straight, and the roller are straight too. So when we come in, it makes a lot of pressure, and that's why we get the clock clock. You're not gonna get it with the circle or the other shapes.
Not as much as you.
Yeah. Then you take it out. And there you go.
Wow.
Another fun trick they show.
Now you have the perfect place to stamp.
Right, and the fun thing they show us is you can use this part as stamping block because it's the same size as this. So you know whatever stamp you're gonna put in on this is gonna fit in the square.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. So you could stamp and
right
there. So since I have this out, do you want to do the circle?
Donna, there is like we said, there's a circle. I know there's a square, diamond, and there's other shapes. We have in the store right now, I think the circle and the square, I'm not sure. I did order some more. Some came in today. I'm not sure. I wasn't here this afternoon, so I'm not sure which one came in. But there are other shapes and.
Do you want to do the circle since the thing is out? Oh no, you did it without the. Huh?
Huh?
Ton rond, you did it without the starter kit? Okay.
I'll show you how to do it if you want to use. Let's say you want to use bigger embossing folders.
Yes.
Because a lot of you might have like spellbinder folders or the bigger Tim Holtz folders, and they're not going to fit in the basic starter kit. So I'll show you a way where you can still use them without using them in the kit.
See, this one I did in the middle, and this one was at the top. So
you can put them everywhere.
Anywhere you want.
So it's very easy to do it when you can use the starter kit for embossing folders that fit perfectly.
That's it. A6 or A2.
But it is still usable. You can still use the top plate and this part here.
Without
it. I'll show you after.
My second little trick for embossing.
So that was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My second little trick is something very cute and fun.
You just created a need, Nathalie. Well, it's fun because if people like to write sentiments and stamp sentiments, you can't do it on an embossing fold, an embossed cardstock. And if you stamp and then emboss, the words are going to be very weird.
My second little trick, little fun, you take your embossing folder and you give it a little pizzazz. Pizzazz. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take Lavinia.
Yes, Kathy. Like I said, I'm gonna show you right after how you can use other embossing folders than the physics ones or the Tim Holtz ones. Even if they don't fit in the diffuser, I'll show you how to use them.
So I'm gonna be using the Lavinia Elements ink, and I'm only gonna put a little on the top of my embossing folder.
Why are you using a brayer?
I'm using a brayer so my ink doesn't go into my flowers, like for an equal.
Because you could do it with the pad, but there's more risk that it will go inside.
That's it, because these are so juicy and the foam is so smooth that I'm scared that it's gonna go everywhere. Maybe
Okay, so it's better with a brayer. You're sure you're going just with on the top parts.
That's it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put my cardstock and okay, I'm putting my ink in the deboss side, right?
Right.
So my ink is gonna go in my background.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see what I mean.
Go is that. Go is that.
Very show. It's my first demo with what's that for?
What's that for?
Yeah, because you did all the talking last time.
You're upside down.
Ben oui.
You're gonna have to do it on the other side.
J'étais à l'envers.
She put the machine upside down and she has to do it.
Puis là, j'ai le pad down, puis je me...
You're gonna do it the other.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So... Are you ready? Ta-da!
Whoa. That deserves a check mark.
Look at that.
Whoa.
So I'm not gonna move it.
Oh, what kind of blue is that?
This is
So nice.
dark denim.
The element inks from Lavinia are very juicy, so it's very... Look how well it goes on the embossing folder. Are you doing a second coat?
I'm gonna do a second coat because I want it
Perfect.
darker.
Oh my God. What a nice combination. It looks like jeans. No, you know they have little legs?
Yes.
And that's because you can stand without the little legs on the brayer is so that the ink doesn't
okay.
go on the table.
I was trying to put it on the cover of the... So the trick for the second coat is
Wow, magnifique.
it's to
Oh, Micheline, la raison qu'elle a pas mis d'eau, c'est que l'encre est déjà un peu trempe, puis vu que c'est une encre réactive à l'eau, si on met de l'eau, elle va se promener. So that's a very good question we had in French here is why didn't she miss the cardstock this time? Well, the ink is already wet, so that's gonna help. And also if you put water on a dye ink, and elements are dyeing, it is water reactive. So the ink is gonna move. So you don't want to miss it when you're using the ink techniques unless you want your ink to move all over.
Ready? And ta-da!
Wow, I'm giving you double check mark.
Thank you.
Triple check
Look
mark.
at that.
Whoa, whoa.
So it's just like a little
Lovely.
trick. Just a little trick to give a
Oh,
new life.
magnifique. Wow.
To give a new life to your embossing folders.
Ah, that deserves like woof.
So that was all for me today. Your turn, Josie.
Ah, that's really nice. Le monde aime ça.
C'est cool, hein?
Lots of arts. So, did you get it, people? You don't mix with water if you're using dye ink because dye inks are reactive.
Oh, another thing I want to say.
You could, but just keep in mind that the ink could move a little bit. It's not gonna move all over the place, but it could move a little bit. Try it.
Try it. Do not. Well, it depends,
Wow.
but I'm suggesting to not use archival inks.
I love that combination. Yeah, because it's gonna stain your embossing
It's gonna
folder.
stain your embossing folder. So try to work with dye ink.
So what's that ink again? That element? What's the color of the
Dark denim.
dark denim?
Yes, and I took it's
The, and
Prism Studio.
no. It was a spell. Voyons. Spellbinder cardstock.
Spellbinder.
One of their blue. I don't remember the name, but Spellbinder cardstock.
You can keep it. I'm giving it.
Oh,
to you.
it's really nice. Thank you. I want it. All right. So I'm going to show you two more things before we call it a night. What's that for? Okay, what do you do? Like, I think these are really cute. They're from Crafter's Companion. And sometimes there's other companies that come out with them. So I'm going to show you, that's a 3D embossing folder with metal die and stencil set. So it comes with the embossing folder, the stencil, and there is a die as well. So that's the die. So you take a cardstock. Do I have cardstock cut that size?
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
much. It's a little bit big, but that's fine. So we're gonna use that. So I'm gonna mist it. All right. So you don't see us misting it, but we are misting it. So put it in the embossing folder. And thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, see, that's too tight.
It's too tight.
So if it's too tight, what do?
You take out one flap,
Yeah.
and that's why I untie mine.
And see, that's not tight enough.
Oh.
So I'm gonna try it again just to make sure that I couldn't do it with the, let's try it again. Maybe, no, it's too tight. So it is too tight, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this one. So you have to know different companies, different types of, and this is probably not gonna be thick enough. I'm probably gonna need a shim or two. I have a thin die adapter here. Let's try that. Let's see if that's too thick or...
You need to learn.
Ah, that's perfect. It's called a thin die adapter. And that turned out to be perfect. So it's kind of a shim, but a little bit thicker than a shim. But you could have used shims as well. So now that I've embossed it, I am, oh, see, it did crack a little bit. Thank you, Isabel.
I find it very beautiful.
So now I'm gonna cut it. And if you know me, I'm not gonna cut it on a cutting plate. I'm gonna cut it on this one that we showed you. So you just put it back there and use the matching die. Perfect.
I also have a mister with alcohol when working with inks for blending colors. I usually put my alcohol in a shot glass.
All right. Was I thick? Yeah, I did it. I think I needed a shim. Let's. I needed a little. I should have done it with the other plate. Sorry. You get, and these are the ones at the store. They're not the ones at my home, eh? So I'm used to the ones at my home more.
Yeah, we know our machine and our
See,
our plates and our.
so one flap. So when you're at home and you know, see, perfect. This one's perfect. I know just by there's a little bit of a resistance, not too much. So when I did that, and the one thing I noticed, oh yeah, okay, just a bit here. Okay, bon, there we go. I noticed that it didn't quite, wasn't quite as embossed as before. So what I did is I re-embossed it. You can put it back, match it, and then you can just put it through again.
What's the name of this embossing folder?
What's the name?
Yeah, because someone wants to know. She finds it beautiful.
If you search for Crafter's Companion 3D embossing folder, you'll see we have 4 models, I think, 4 or 5. So Crafter's Companion 3D embossing folders.
There's no name?
This one is Gorgeous Gerberas. Gorgeous Gerberas. But there are 4 different models. So now, the other thing is that there was a stencil as well. So let's say you are on a white card and you want to use the stencil. You can put that here. And then with your brush, like you could do some shading.
It's a mask.
With the inside.
Yeah.
It's a mask. So I'm not going to color it now, but you get the idea where you could bring some ink and bring some shadow around the flower and the folder. So that's for the cut and emboss. Now I'm gonna.
Yes, oui, Micheline, tu pourrais mettre blanche.
Of course.
Pour faire la profondeur. Yes, you could.
That's what this, c'est pour ça le stencil. That's what the stencil is for, is to put ink after. Now, okay. So when Isabel told me, because we were playing with the diffuser,
Yes.
which is very interesting because, you know, with the sentiment things and stuff. The problem is I have a lot of Spellbinders embossing folders and they don't fit in there.
Nope.
So I said, I've got to find a way to make it work with the embossing folder that I have. I do have some Sizzix, so I will be fine. I'll be able to use the Sizzix ones and the Tim Holtz ones, the small ones in there. But what about the big Tim Holtz? What about the Spellbinders? What about the Lisa Hortons? What about the 6x6 card?
Yes.
Like, so, you know, what do you do when you have that? Well, so I played with this one.
With the circle.
With the circle. And I was able to do that with a embossing folder from Spellbinder without using the base. So how did I do that? I will show you and we'll call it a night after that. Okay, so basically I'm gonna find the folder.
Which one do you want?
The flowers, the
There. Oh,
there it is.
yes.
The one you inked. Okay.
Yes. I hope I cleaned it.
All right. So, my cardstock. Let's grab Harmony. Whoop, this one's too small. I want a bigger one because I want to show on bigger. All right. Pink, not quite my color, but why not?
You can do it.
I think I prefer turquoise. All right. So what I did is I missed it. Okay. I embossed it. Okay. So
You did.
yeah, I embossed it.
Normally.
Normally. With no sorry.
Okay.
And I used, instead of using like a regular cutting plate, I used this one so that there wouldn't be a lot of pressure.
Around the circle.
Exactly. But I think I'm going to be too tight because that's thicker. Yeah. So I'm going to use, so that's.
You did your
Yeah,
sandwich.
I did. So I'm going to show, that was the problem I was having because this is thicker than a cutting plate. So I tried with just one flap. It still didn't go through. It still was too tight. So basically my problem was trying to find something to
Yeah.
make the right sandwich so that I could put it through the machine. So trial and error came out with that. So basically, you know, you might have different things at home, and that's fine. So I had 1 cutting plate, 3 shims, and 2 more cutting plates. So that's a regular cutting plate. Don't mind it says do not cut on this. It's just for this. It's for the class. So basically, it's 3 cutting plates and 3 spellbinder shims, which ended up being the perfect thickness. So I kind of made my own what did I do? Did I take one out? Oh no, this one. And I had, yeah, this one, I needed this one as well, the tin die adapter. You know, maybe you'll be able to do it differently. But the idea is that you have to have the right thickness to put it through with a certain resistance. This is not thick enough. I had prepared my sandwich. What did I do wrong? Not another one? Like, that's too much now. No, that's too much. I'm gonna get it, guys. I had prepared it before and I put elastic, and then we undid the elastic. Oh, there you go. See, I took out the tin, four cutting plates. I took out the tin die adapter.
4 cutting plates and 3 shims.
And now I think I am crooked a little bit because I played with it so much. Anyway, you'll get the idea. So the idea is that underneath your embossing folder, plus using the diffuser, you have to have the right thickness. Like, use the plates and the shims that you have. Like, you can even use your very old, like, plates that are all cut up. Because I'm sure you guys have some of those. And put it through. Once you put it through, you will have the same thing that Isabel had before. Like, not a perfect circle, but...
Yes.
And then... Oh, I think the sandwich was for that.
Oh,
the embossing folder I was able to do it with this. That sandwich was for that plate. Now it makes sense. Now, I think I need 3 plates because now I'm gonna use this. And I took it out. No, I need to take it out, right?
Right. Now
I'm gonna put that where the circle is. And I'm gonna run it through. And how is it? How is the resistance? Too tight? Okay, let's take one out. Until you find the right resistance. I had prepared it so that I wouldn't have to do that live, and now I am sweating because I lost my elastic. But the idea, there we go. There we go. Perfect. The perfect resistance. When you feel the perfect resistance, and it does a little click, like Isabel said before, it's gonna do a little click. But I didn't have to force it, but it did a click, and now I have the perfect circle, and I was able to use the embossing folder that is much bigger than, like, the paper is, because you couldn't use that embossing folder in there. So basically, just emboss regularly.
I want to give you a checker.
But
a green checker.
A check mark?
Yes, but
I used it.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm coming with the name of that folder.
So do you have questions? Like, basically, the trick is when you're going to use that, because that's pretty thick. So you're not going to be able to use your platform. So what you need to do is you need to create some thickness with other plates so that it's thick enough so that you can put it through with the right resistance. Once you get that, Once you get that, do like me. Put elastic and use it for that. But then don't undo the elastic just before the live. And you're gonna be able to use bigger embossing folders, like I did, because the spell binders don't fit in there. Like they're too big. Look at that. So they don't fit in the machine. So when you have one that fits, use that. It's a lot easier. But when you don't, you can still use all the diffusers with bigger embossing folders.
Just play with your sandwiches.
It's just a matter of thickness on your machine. Now that concludes the live for tonight. Do you have questions on what's that for? So the idea was to present to you how to use embossing folders and the diffusers.
How to pimp? Give
How to pimp it? Yeah, and I got the pimped one, and even how to use them differently. Like you can cut pieces out of them.
You're welcome.
Any questions?
Any question?
No. Any things that wasn't clear or?
So we see you next week for what are we doing? The garage.
You're welcome.
On fait la vente de garage.
Wait, next Tuesday, 6:30, it's the French garage sale.
French, okay.
And then the week after, it's gonna be des Qu'est-ce que ça fait en français dans 2 semaines. La semaine prochaine, c'est la vente de garage en français. Ensuite, ça va être Qu'est-ce que ça fait en français. On va réexpliquer ça ici. Je vais faire ça de pas perdre mon élastique.
Cache-la, c'est
ouais.
Merci les filles.
Thank you so much.
Thank you ladies. You're great. Bonne fin de soirée à toi aussi. Well done. Great demo.
Thank you.
Bonne fin de soirée. Merci, plein de bons trucs. Bon, ça nous fait plaisir.
Bon, ben merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
See you next week.
See you next week at the French garage sale. You can even follow, even if you're if not French. No question, but
no question, but good advice on not using archival on embossing folder. Well, you could use it, but you're gonna
stain them.
Yeah.
Bon, je termine. Ben merci beaucoup. Bonne fin de soirée tout le monde. Thank you very much.